Shout out Jose Coronado, my new friend in town. A little crazy, a little out there, but he's cool. Uh, Me and him just started fucking. He bought some chips last night and a couple packs of donuts, yeah? And real giving, you know what I mean? I forgot the nature of being with your homeboy or your homie and sharing food, dog. Like, I remember it, but I don't remember the feeling of that. It's different to me because of the things I went through, being poisoned and stuff. And all that shit's real. And I may went into psychosis from being sober and being poisoned and drugged, but it's real. You know what I mean? The whole point of making you sound crazy is so they get away with it, right? But anyways, I'm good now. But we went into Winco. We went to fucking Chief some Yeska and shit. He hooked me up, chill, and then we went to Winco. He got some fucking Doritos, Tapatio Doritos, couple raspberry donuts packages, the bomb ones. Had me looking like Scarface, and he knows my family our whole life. You know what I mean? My family's lived here their whole life. So I was with we're over talking. We went to Winco, right? And he's a little schizophrenic from the same people that be stalking Alex Coronado, my uncle's homie, my uncle Menguito, and who passed away, rest in peace. I have his name on my arm, who died the same way. But anyways, it was cool. We went to go. I bought a sandwich. He bought some chips and donuts, and we're just sitting out front eating. You know what I mean, on some munchy shit, and we got fed, like, you know what I mean. To share a meal with a a good person is cool, and we just like matched. I bought the sandwich, he bought the chips and dessert, and we just did that. But then I noticed the Caucasian workers at Winco stalking him, right? So we came out and met up. We separated when we went in the store. So I'm over here buying a sandwich, he's over here in the chip aisle buying chips and donuts, and we separated in the store, so we didn't even look like we were together. I came out and there was two Caucasian workers in there, Winco, and then I came out and sat to the right. Like, if you face it like you're coming in, it's on the left over there past the little wheelchair things, and they were stalking him. I don't know if they thought that he was stealing or what, but it just looked like that organized stalking shit. Like, they be stalking him in town, right? And then making him look all crazy and stuff, right? But he be talking about the same things that they do on the walkie-talkies and shit when they make people look crazy when they're high. But they were stalking him, and I was over here telling them I'm sovereign. They're not going to kick us out because we're not doing nothing wrong. All we did was buy chips and a sandwich, and then they're over here judgmental. You know what I mean? A couple Mexicans with a couple white dudes. You know what I mean? And they know me. Everyone knows who the fuck I am now, and I've only been here 2 years, you know, and haven't really talked to nobody. So when they talk about me, they talk about a king, a saint, someone who's already entered eternal life. But when they talk bad about me, they're speaking in an eternal death. But anyways, because a saint's story has trials and tribulations. Every time. That's how we become saints. We overcome it. But when I die, I'll be in the church, in the Vatican, and I have 50 prophecies confirmed across the world. TikTok, Africa, the Middle East. I have 50 prophecies of the attacks. Before I even came to these towns, I predicted they would attack me. So they're already confirmed. I'm already a confirmed saint, and I'll be in the Vatican. Eternal life. But anyways, back to the story is that the Jose Coronado is showing symptoms of being organized stalked the same way I was. And I had just met him the other day at high school pharmacy when I was picking up my nephew's allergy medication. And he was cool. He gave me a little gift. And then he showed me he bought some hemp products for his daughter, all happy. He's a simple man. It's just the world around us makes us horrible or makes us different. Because we're born simple. We're born as a child until the world makes us cold or the world makes us act different. Because if we're all born a child like Adam and Eve with one rule, not to do something, love is the commandment, that Christ gave us, then why is there all this horrible stuff in the world? You know what I mean? Because would you want your child to be like this, or would you want your child to grow up in a loving environment where he could walk out of his house and trust the neighbor, love thy neighbor? If you're not loving thy neighbor, and that goes further than loving, the love commandment means love everybody, regardless. So if you're not doing that, you're not acting correct on the biblical aspect. You know what I mean? I walk solo because the community loves themselves and their flesh when I deny mine. 10 years abstinent with my God. 10 years. After doing a lot of things in the streets, from drugs, alcohol, women, bars, fights, and I'm also over 10 years pacifist, meaning I'm a man of peace. So I did that for my God and myself and became a better person. And now I'm a forgiven soul that perished and came back to life in resurrection from an overdose. And I got the names of the dead on me, and God forgave me because I did that out of love when I didn't know better. So Alex's Coronado 2 is showing symptoms of the same attack. It's artificial spiritual warfare, hacking, stalking, and showing same symptoms. And he confided in me as a reverend, a high priest, and a pastor, because that's what I am. You know what I mean? So he's showing the same symptoms. I met him. He's my uncle's friend, right? Alex Coronado. I met him at Ross Fresh Markets the other day. I seen Jose first at High School Pharmacy picking up the medication. Then I went back to Ross off the S-curve. The same day I seen Alex, but I already knew who he was. I was like, you look familiar. He's like, are you Minguito's nephew? I was like, yeah, that's me. Because I used to come over here when I was little. And I used to live over here when I was little. I used to go to Head Start and IES. So this is my town. You know what I mean? So Minguito is my uncle, right? And he perished. You know what I mean? I had dreams of him. He perished from a curse, and I freed him from the curse, and I took him to heaven. And I had a dream of the Garden of Eden, and or with a mountain next to it, with a trail up the mountain. But anyways, they poisoned him through drugs that he endured, and I've bought drugs to test. They have plastics in them. They have roofies in them, and they have other chemical bases. Well, the drugs are already poison, right? But they add extra poison on top of that. So I've already investigated that because I'm a private investigator, and you know what I mean, I'm good at it because I can prophesy, and the things I say are true on the internet because they're abnormal, that people think they're crazy and all out there. But that's what the Bible is. If you read the Bible, Jesus is healing, bringing people back from the dead. Moses is going up the mountain and getting a tablet and talking to God. So if you couldn't believe me, you couldn't believe in God, you know what I mean? But anyways, I seen Alex Coronado have the same symptoms too, and it's not basic schizophrenia. It's enhanced schizophrenia by device warfare and electronic harassment and voice to school technology, direct energy weapons, which are known in the military basis of DEW weapons. They're just DEW, which are direct energy weapons. And direct voice to school is a V2K system where they send voices to your mind with frequencies. It's just like using a radio. You use a walkie-talkie or you use an antenna to send radio frequencies to your car radio. It's the same kind of symptom, the same kind of vibe, you know what I mean? But anyways, that's what they do to enhance schizophrenia and make you look crazy. Is why they're poisoning you, so they can catch a body, so they could be down, or that they could catch a murder, etc., and look all cool, you know what I mean? But that's not cool. If you want to catch a body, handle it face to face. You know what I mean? Like the old school warriors in the tribes. Face to face. If you can't say it to face, don't yell across the way. Don't yell from your house. Don't go behind the house and yell like the bikers or like the wannabe norteños. And VL's not even a Sureño gang. VL's is wannabe Sureño gang. They don't bang 13. They're just a bunch of Mexicans that bang VL, and VL's a Nuestra Familia movie from Blood In, Blood Out. That means they're banging a Norte gang. So they're just looking like wannabe Sureños that are supposed to bang red. And that's just ridiculous on itself. But anyways, because that's from a Blood On, Blood Out movie of when Nuestra Familia came out
from Mexican Mafia because they used to be Mexican Mafia, and then they parted ways in the prison. But a lot of people don't even know politics out here. They just start doing something, and if it's cool, and they think it's cool, and that's what it is, and then they accept it. But I investigate things, and and I bring truth to it. And some things may be a little exaggerated when I'm going through my struggles and trials or tribulations, but I already beat my trials. So when you beat trials, you're free, right? You're forgiven. When you beat tribulations, you're being taught to be an alpha, a leader, to bear a new tribe, the tribe of Judah, the new one. But I'm outside generational curses. So 7,000 years of generational curses in my family that I prophesied, I broke. So that means I'm the new tribe of Judah upon this earth. Whether I'm accepted or not, God accepts me. If you don't accept it, I could care less. You know what I mean? Keep it out my way, because I'm doing what God told me to do. I probably have like about 1,000 prophecies, give or take, and most of them are true, and most of them are repeat. Just like in the Old Testament, I think it was Aaron, you get double dreams to confirm it's from him. And I'm King of Kings. I got power like Solomon over the demons and angels, and I've proven that to people. You know what I mean? All I gotta do is tell them what to do, but I respect them more than that. But yeah. But love is a commandment. If you can't show love, then you're not on the right path. And sometimes love is just minding your business. Like, I don't like this person, so I'm just gonna respect myself and love myself and stay out the way. That's a loving act. But to go out of your way to be like true, like to conform in false witness, which is against the commandments, that's going out of your way. When you could just stay to yourself. And if there was an issue at any given point with one person, and have that one person confront that one person, and even then they still lie. Don't yell it across the way. Don't do that. That's just normal commonality of being civil. A lot of people don't know how to be civil. You know what I mean? Before you enter the courts, they tell you to be civil amongst. If you can't figure it out amongst yourselves, then you take it to the courts. You know what I mean? That's just civil union. Most people are over here like high school students, never growing up, still thinking the same things, still talking about old memories, and he's doing this and that, a small town type vibe. You know what I mean? High school. That's high school drama, dog. You guys are all overgrown nerds in high school drama. If there was ever an issue with anybody, I'll confront them. Just send me a message, be like, this, I heard this, or you have confirmation that this. And all I gotta do is go knock on the door, send me their address, their picture, and I'll go investigate it. But if there's no issue, then they'd never confront. That means they're lying. And I'm talking about face-to-face, common, good communication. Not this, yelling, because none of that's necessary. You know what I mean? So if you can't confront an issue in a civil communication, be like, hey, can I talk to you? This is gonna be kind of off or kind of heated, but can I talk to you in a good communication, a good civil sit down and settle some issues? I don't have to personally answer to nobody, because I'm the king here and the rest are peasants. So personally, you know what I mean? I'm actually from God's bloodline. I'm a real prophet from the Bible. You know what I mean? So we're king bloodline. That's just naturality. And that's real. But like my last names are Amaya, means am a Yah. God's name is Yah. Yahuwah, Yahweh, Jehovah, Elohim, Yod-Heh-Vade, Adonai. Christ is Yeshua, Yahoshua, HaMashiach. You know what I mean? So am a Yah. And then my other name is Delos Reyes. So am a Yah of the kings. Because Delos Reyes is of the kings in English. So it says am a Yah of the kings combined. And that's just natural last names in the coat of arms. But anyways, like, if no one confronts me in a message or has a sit down or a civil conversation, then you can't believe them. Because why? I said it right next door to them. You know what I mean? And they all heard it, and I caught them jumping the back fence and poisoning. There's no lies about that. So I caught them twice. And then people were throwing dead birds in my backyard, trying to make me look like I was doing animal sacrifices. When I was raised vegan in the past 5 years, I wouldn't even hurt a fly. And then I'm a pacifist at that. You know what I mean? So it's funny. Because I used to fight, shoot, or be in shootings and stabbings. And well-known gang member. Legendary. I was even heard about out here before I moved here. You guys heard of a norteño with Philip and his little brother and his cousin from Califas? When my cousin Alexis was alive, we went to the carnival, and I stood up to the babysitters when they used to be sureñas or wannabe sureñas, whatever they are. And there was like 10 of them when Smiley was alive. There was a big ass norteño in a blazer jersey. And I stood up to all of them by myself, and it was Esteban and Alexis, which is my Aunt Melinda's daughter. And they were right there, and Esteban bought me a rosary that day. I was legacy before I even came out here. You know what I mean? That's never been an issue. And I don't care about being down. It's just, naturality is just things happen. But I'm a warrior for Christ. But like I said, if you can't confront the issue in a message directly, then you probably shouldn't believe it. And if you have evidence to where it's headed or where you've heard it, then drop me a message and be like, this is what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. And that's it. You know what I mean? But if it can't do that, then you know who's lying.